everybody, welcome back. So this week's class is going to concentrate on our hips. So we're actually going to strengthen our hips today. So you will need to have your block. So I'll let you go and get organised with that, roll out your mat, get your block, and we'll all meet back here. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start on our backs today. So just lie yourself down, grab your block. I'm going to place that underneath the lowest part of your back. So just lift the hips, just place it at the base of the spine. And once you get yourself in a comfy position with your block, bring your feet together and just let the knees fall out to the side. So Supta Baddha Konasana, and you can either have your hands just resting by the side of your body, or you can take thumbs together and first finger together, just place it on that lower part of the belly where the pelvis is, just across in between the hips. So we're just starting with opening up the hip area as well as just giving ourselves a little bit of an elevated back bend. So wherever you are, just shut your eyes down to begin. And if you do have your hands on your belly, just feeling the rise and fall of your belly. Taking nice deep breaths, just allowing the hips to just sink out and open up, the knees to sink out to the side. And then just allow your hands to just help with supporting the knees back up into the center. Straighten out the left leg and just bring that right knee and pull the right knee into towards the chest. And release. Now this time straighten the right leg. Just readjust yourself if you're not feeling quite that good on your block. Take hold of the left knee and just pull it up to the chest. Take some nice deep breaths as you're holding it. And release. Just lift up the hips, take the block off to the side, allow the hips to come back down, and we're just going to do some pelvic tilts. So as you press the lower back into the mat so that you feel that your pelvis is tilting up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, just allow the back to have a slight arch. Inhale in this position. Now exhale, push the lower back and tilt the pelvis up. Inhaling to arch. Exhaling to flatten the back into the mat. So a little bit like a reclined cat and cow. Just getting some movement into our back. And just do one more cycle. And then just take both knees up towards the chest, bring them together and just allow little gentle rock side to side so you're massaging the lower back. Then take the feet up to the ceiling, take hold of either the shins, the calf muscles, the ankles, or if you can wrap your peace fingers around the big toes for your happy baby. So just a gentle happy baby to start with. You can do a little bit of a rock side to side to create that nice little massage on the lower back if that feels good to you. Otherwise, just stay where you are. And then just bring the knees back together. Wrap the elbows, so grab either side of the elbows, have the feet side by side and just squeeze yourself in your Upanasana. And then just gently give a little rock up and down the spine. Until you come up onto your hands and knees in your tabletop. So we're just going to do some cat-cow to continue opening up and warming up the spine. So dropping the belly first and looking up slightly as you inhale. And then rounding, pushing into the hands, allowing the shoulders to open up. Squeeze the belly in as you exhale. Then just go with your breath. Then come back to neutral spine and just take the right knee out to the side and lift it up. Now just as you do that, flex the foot and just check in that you're not leaning over to the left side. We want to have an even weight in both of our hands. So we're just going to lift as we inhale and as we exhale, lower. So just some knee lifts just to get the hip warming up a little bit more and creating a little bit of strength in our hip. Now take it up, hold it there, and just take it out to the side. Hold it if you can, and then drop it to the side. So we're going to come up into gate pose. So bringing yourself up, just checking that you have the foot in line with the hip. Inhale the hands up. Exhale, slide the right hand down and just reaching that left hand down so you're getting a nice side stretch on the left side. Then inhale, come up. Exhale, bring the hand down and just take that foot behind. Flex the toes and we'll just reach it up and look up slightly so you're having a little bit of a back bend as you inhale. Exhale, bring the knee towards the nose. Inhale, come up. Exhale, knee towards the nose. Inhale, up. Exhale, knee towards the nose. Now hold it here and just step it in between the hands. Now, we're just going to come up into a low lunge. So squeezing the thighs together, keeping the belly sort of like close to that hip crease as you come up. Bringing yourself up, looking up on the inhale, squeezing those thighs together. One more inhale and then exhale, bring the hands down. And we're just going to straighten that front leg. And just open up the hamstring area. So inhale first, you can get your block and just place your block here just for support, or on the other side. If you're feeling really tight, otherwise just have fingertips on the mat. So just feeling the hamstrings opening up, flexing that foot back to as much as you can. Just coming down to where you feel that opening in the backs of the legs. Then inhale, come forward. Bring yourself back into that tiger curl. And you can just stay here if you like, or if you'd like to just reach the left hand behind, grab hold of the right foot and just push the foot into the hand, just to give yourself a little bit of a back bend and plus a stretch at the front of the leg. Release. Come back to your tabletop and we'll go and do that on the other side now. So lifting the left knee up, flex the toes back. Now remember, we want to have even placement in our hands. So just checking in that you're not leaning towards the right side. And then once you're feeling good, inhale first. And then exhale, lower the knee. Inhale the knee up. Exhale, lower. So keep going. One more. And then reach that left leg out to the side. Then place it down. Inhale the hands up so that you're in your gate pose. So just check that that foot is in line with the hip. Inhale the hands up. And exhale, coming over to the left side. Feeling that nice stretch down the right side this time. Holding here. And then release, come back up. Bring yourself back down to your tabletop. Curl the left foot up so you're in like a tiger pose. So inhale first, looking up slightly, lift as high as you can, and exhale, round. Inhale, come up. Exhale, round. Inhale, up. Exhale, round. Just keep going. One more. Inhale. And exhale, bring that knee in, hold it there, then step it through in between your hands. And as we inhale, squeeze the knees together, come up with your belly slightly still on the hip crease, reaching up. And then exhale, bring the hand down, the fingertips back to the mat. And just come back for your half splits. So inhale first and then exhale, come to where you feel the opening in the backs of the legs. And come forward, bend the knee, take the hands either side of the foot, bring that leg back up into your tiger curl. And if you'd like to get that stretch at the front of your leg, a quad stretch, you grab hold of the foot and just push into the foot into the hand. A little bit of a back bend too. And then release. Bring your knees apart, big toes together, and just sit back in your child's pose. So walk the hands out as far forward as feels comfortable for you. Take an inhale, and then exhale. Bring that forehead down to the mat. And just bring the fingertips back a little bit towards your body. Inhale the right hand up. Exhale, thread it through for thread the needle and bring your ear and shoulder down to the mat. Adding a little bit of a twist, as well as opening up the hip area. Then inhale, bring the hand out again. Exhale, bring it down, take it to the other side. So inhale the left hand up. Exhale, thread it through, bring that ear and shoulder down to the mat. You can walk the fingertips a little bit further towards the top of the mat if that feels like a really nice stretch, or just keep them relaxed down. I like to sort of extend the stretch a little bit more. So take your deep breaths. Then just push into that right hand, bring that left hand out, and then bring it back down to the mat. Come back up to your tabletop. And just bring the hands a little bit closer towards the knees. We're just going to tuck our toes and go into downward dog. So let's keep the knees bent for now, since this is the first downward dog. Just pushing the sit bones up towards the ceiling and just extending through the arms, bringing the belly towards the tops of the thighs. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Now you can either stay here and just pedal out one leg and pedal out the other leg, or if you'd like to try another hip opening in our three-legged dog, take the left foot more towards the center of your mat, and as you inhale, reach the right leg up to the ceiling. So this is three-legged dog, and then bend the knee and take the knee up towards the ceiling so you're opening up your hip. So really extending and opening up that hip. This is an option. So if this is just too much for you, just stay in your downward dog. And then on the next inhale, we're going to come back to a straight three-legged dog and just bring that knee up and take that foot through. So if you were coming from downward dog, you could just grab the foot, take it up, and just bring yourself into your runner's lunge. So from here in our runner's lunge, we're just going to come up on our fingertips and just rock a little bit side to side. So staying there. Let my doggy out. Just feeling the hamstrings opening up a little bit more. And then placing the left foot flat on the mat, pushing into that right foot, we're going to come up to warrior two. So really pushing up into the legs, rotate or windmill that left hand behind and bring the right hand up. So just staying here in a nice strong warrior two, making sure that that knee's tracking open. Really squeeze the belly and then turn that front hand over and just take it back for your reverse warrior. And then as you exhale, just lean forward, get your block. We're just going to place it on the inside of our right leg so that we can do extended side angle. So using your block for support, inhale, reach the left hand up, and on the exhale, take it over and really reach through those fingertips. Then inhale, come back up, straighten the front leg for a reverse triangle. So reaching that right hand up to the ceiling. And then exhale, take hold of your block, step to the top of the mat, and just place your block in between your knee, your thighs, and really squeeze it. So this sort of aligns your body for your mountain pose. So we're going to stand here in our Tadasana and really align and squeeze everything, the midline together. So rotating the shoulders back, hands down by your side, squeeze into that block, and if you'd like to, you can just shut your eyes just for a full breath. And then full breath out. Then bring your hands to heart and just sit down in your chair pose with the block between your legs. Then inhale up, hands together, exhale, folding down. Remove the block and just step back to your downward dog so that we can go onto the other side. Now, again, either stay here and just pedal out your downward dog, or if you did the three-legged dog on the other side, come with me for three-legged dog on this side. So bring the right foot slightly to the center. Inhale, the left leg up, and as you exhale, bend as you bring that foot towards your bottom and open up, bringing the knee up towards the ceiling. So just checking that the weight is even still in both hands. And then exhale, straighten up and step that foot through. If you're in downward dog, grab hold of your leg and bring it through. Now get yourself into position. So back right leg is going to go flat at a 45-degree angle. And we're going to come up, pushing weight into that front left leg and windmilling our hands for our warrior two. So take an inhale first, and then exhale, just sink that little bit deeper and settle into your warrior two. Really take the gaze to that tall finger in the middle, checking that the left knee is tracking open, pushing in and squeezing the thighs, engaging the belly, and then flip the front hand, and as you inhale, reverse your warrior, and then as you exhale, we're going to take it to extended side angle. So if you need the block, just grab it and place it there, rest the hand on, and as you inhale, Take the hand up to the ceiling and exhale. You can either stay there or extend it through the fingertips. Bring the hand alongside the ear. And then exhale, coming up, straightening that front leg and reaching that left hand up to the ceiling for your reverse triangle. Then exhale, back into your warrior two. Take a hold of your block. Step to the top of the mat. Take it in between the thighs. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bring the hands down. Settle into your mountain pose so you can shut the eyes again. Making sure the pelvis is tilting forward so that you can squeeze that block a little bit tighter. Then inhale the hands up again. Exhale, hands to heart, sit down in your chair. Squeeze the block. Take one more inhale. Exhale to fold. Remove the block. Just leave it at the top of the mat. Inhale, come up for a halfway lift. Exhale, place the hands either side of the feet. So either step back to downward dog or you can step back to your plank and go through a vinyasa with me. So dropping the knees. Inhale first. Exhale, bringing those elbows close down to the, and bringing yourself to your belly. Then inhale, just up for a small cobra. Exhale, pushing into the toes and coming up into downward facing dog. So just taking a full breath here. You can pedal out the legs. Then looking towards the top of the mat, step up to the top of the mat into a forward fold. Take hold of your block. We're going to bring that up with us. So coming up, nice and slow. So taking hold of the block in between your hands and really squeezing it together. We're just going to work on a little bit of balance, but we're also going to do a little bit of hip rotation. So squeezing the block nice and tight may help with keeping yourself balanced, but find somewhere to stare and then take the weight into the left foot first. Squeeze the block together and then bring the right knee up towards the blocks as far as you can. And then we're just going to do some circles with our knees. So don't worry if you fall out, just do the best you can, but really squeeze that block and just circle the knee around a few times, keeping the foot flexed. And then take it the other way. And then slowly reaching the foot back and allow it to come down and taking the hands up for your high lunge. So you can keep hold of the block and then take that block into the left hand, and we're just going to transition back to warrior two. And then we're going to place the block down and we're going to attempt half moon. So straighten the front leg, bring the hands out. We'll go into triangle first. So reaching the left hand to the top of the mat first so that the hip comes out and the right hip extends towards the bottom of the mat. So dip that hip and reach as far as you can, and then once you've got that, you can rotate the arms. Now you can either keep your gaze looking down, or if you can look up and just check in with your hand, making sure that it's nicely aligned. Then inhale, come up for a reverse triangle again. And then exhale. As you exhale, we're just going to come and take hold of the block. So using the block to support us. And lifting our back, whoops, I'm wobbling a bit, our back leg up. Then lifting the hand up if you can. Now, we have done this. You can pause the video and practice your half moon if you have a wall. I don't really have a wall spare here in my tiny little place, but you can align the wall behind you, have your block in front of, so you have, let me try and explain. Here's the wall here. You've got your body placed on the back of the wall, and just go into it with the wall supporting you. So I will allow you to play with that if you have got a wall. Otherwise, if you are just doing it without the wall, we're using our block, we're bringing our right leg up, and we're sort of rotating that right hip out. And once we've got all that, then we reach the right hand up to the ceiling. So I like to keep my gaze down because it helps with my balance. So take one more inhale, and then exhale, just step the feet together, come down in a forward fold. Inhale up for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold again. And then inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, hands to heart. So inhale up again. Exhale, grab your block. Bring the block up, squeeze it in between the hands. This time take the weight onto the right foot. So inhale the left knee up, and we'll do those knee rotations on this side. So just taking them around nice and slowly, keeping your balance by looking at a still point. Squeeze into the block with your hands. And then when you get to the top, just take it the other way. Do one more. And hold it up as high as you can. And then slowly take that left foot back for your high lunge. Inhale the hands up. Exhale, transition into warrior two. And then placing that block down on the floor so it's still there for when you do your half moon. Hands come out again. Exhale. And then inhale, straighten the front leg. Bring the hands out. Reach towards the top of the mat, and then let that hip tilt up. And then rotate the right hand down, bringing the left hand up to the ceiling for your triangle pose. Then as you inhale, come back up for another reverse triangle. And then focus on the block. So if you want to pause the video and find your wall again, please do. Otherwise, if you're coming with me, we're just going to go straight in. If you do pause the video, just come, turn it back on when you've done a half moon and just catch up. So half moon without the wall, just coming in, taking the hand on the block, have the block sort of like, so it's underneath your head. Then once you feel you've got your strong, sturdy standing leg, rotate, take your hand on your hip, rotate that left hip up and out, and then you can either leave your hand there on the hip or you can reach it up to the ceiling. So really flex those back toes and really push into the heel of the left foot. And then exhale, come forward, bring the 2 feet together, come down into a forward fold, and then bend into the knees, inhale, pushing into those feet as we come all the way up, exhale, hands to heart. Let's actually get our block. Actually, the best hip opener to do is our Malasana. So grab your block, you might want to use that to support you in Malasana. If you don't need that, you can just take your feet out to the side with the toes pointing towards the sides of the mat. And then when you're ready, just come down and squat down. If you're using your block, just place it underneath your sit bones and really use it to help you push those knees out and really bring those thumbs as close to the chest as you can. So even sitting on the chest, and just allow this to support you as you open up your hips. So I just don't want you just sort of sitting here and not having any strength in the pose. We still really need to, even though we use our block, we still really need to work at creating some strength and opening up that hip area. So if you're not using the block, just allowing your elbows to push the knees out, and again keeping the back nice and straight and keeping the hands in as close as they can be towards the chest. You can shut the eyes open, maybe shut down the eyes closed. And then just take the fingertips to the mat, lean in towards the hands and just come up and just take yourself either side just to loosen up that lower back. And then just place the block in the center. We're just going to go into our pigeon pose, but we're going to have our block underneath our hips. So just to elevate us a little bit. So you can either get into this from just being on your knees or from downward dog, which I'm doing with you. So we just take the right knee up and over the block and place that right knee near the right wrist. So move yourself around, make sure that your right foot is flexed, and just come up on the fingertips. And then you can stay here if you want to, or you can test the strength in your lower back and your upper back. So you can walk the fingertips back and just interlace the fingers and hold yourself up with the support of the block. And then bring those fingers back down, and then you can either just rest on your elbows or bring the head all the way down to the mat, just allowing for the hips to be released and open. So let's just let ourselves stay here for a good minute. So just shut the eyes down. Try to let the deep exhalations go in and be centered where there's any tension. So push into the hands, walk them a little bit closer to your body. Bring yourself up. Once you've got all the support in your hands, you can tuck the back toes and just lift over the block back to your downward dog. Pedal out the feet slightly. And when you're ready, we'll go to the other side. So just lifting that left knee up and over the block, placing it up towards the left wrist. Just get yourself settled first. You might find this side is not as strong or your other side isn't as strong. So don't be surprised if you did the interlacing of the fingers, it doesn't work. It probably won't work for me because this is my weakest side. So either just stay here up on your fingertips, or you can just try the strength in your back, interlacing the fingers and just propping yourself up without the use of your hands. The block really helps, gives you support. And then release. Come back on the fingertips, and when you're ready, we'll just slowly come down to where you would like to be. So you can either just stay on your elbows, or you can come down with your head rested on your hands stacked, or bringing the whole forehead down to the mat. So wherever you are, use those deep breaths and just let yourself melt into the mat. So another minute here. Sending that breath all the way down to that left hip. Start to bring yourself up, walking the hands back up towards the knees. And then when you're ready, place the weight into the hands, tuck the back toes, and lift yourself up for downward dog. Feeling how you feel now that we've been working towards opening up our hips. And then just drop the knees, remove the block to the side, and just come round into a seated position. Straighten the front leg and straighten the left leg and take the right leg over the top of the left. Flex the toes back. So we're going to inhale, take our right hand behind to support us, and we're going to inhale our left hand up, and exhale, either hold and hug that knee in as you twist, or you can hook the elbow over and use that to help you deepen your twist. Looking behind if that's available, or just looking straight in front. Then inhale to unwind. Now this is called cow face pose. So this is an option. You can just either, if this is too much, you can just cross your legs with the right leg on top. Otherwise, if you would like to come with me, you just bring the left foot up towards the left side of your bottom. Make sure that you've got both sit bones grounded and the feet are tucked in as close to your body as they can be. Now, another way to support you with this is to sit up on a block. You still get the hip opening on your right side, but it just helps you to be elevated and just takes away the tension in the hips. So there's a few options there. So wherever you are, you can just sit here and just massage the feet. Or if you'd like to add the arm version with it, we're going to take our right arm underneath our left, hook it, we'll bind it, inhale to bring the elbows up, and then exhale, you can fold wherever you want to go. You might just rest the elbows on top of the knee. You might be able to bring the whole body over and just bring the elbows over the knees. Wherever you'd like to go. I'm just going to go on top and just tuck my head down. So this does intensify the hip opening. You should feel it on the right side of the outer right hip. Inhale, come up, release the bind and just lean back with your hands behind. Just take the legs out and just give yourself a little bit of a windscreen wiper action. And then just take the left leg straight. Right leg is going to go over the top. So take the right hand behind. Actually, no, sorry. I think we're going this way. So right leg is straight. Left leg over. Flex the right toes back. Take the left hand behind to give you that support. Inhale. Take the right hand up and exhale again. Either squeeze that knee in as you twist or hook the elbow over and looking behind you if that's available, or you can just look forward. Really squeeze the belly so that it allows the belly to have a nice twist. And then come back to center. Again, you can either just be cross-legged with the left leg on top, or bring that right foot towards the left bottom and just bring the left foot in nice and close. Just check that you've got both sit bones grounded. If you need your block, if you used it on the other side, you can use it for this side too. You might feel that you're quite open on this side and you don't need the block, so it's your choice. So either give those feet a nice little bit of love, massaging them, and you can keep massaging them, or you can take the bind and fold deeper. So this time left arm comes underneath. Inhale, reach the elbows up, and exhale, just tuck them in, rest them on the top of the knee, or you can take it all the way over and rest your belly on your knee. And then inhale, come up. Release the spine, lean back on the hands, release the legs, and let's windscreen wiper side to side. And we're going to keep our knees bent, keep them as wide as your mat, come down on your back, and we're just going to drop the knees over to the left side. So you can take your hands out to a T, look to the right. Just a bit of a spinal twist. Then take them back through the center and drop them to the right. I hope I directed you the right way then. Either way, just take your knees to the opposite side, whichever way you were the first time. And then bring the knees back to center. Take those feet back up to the ceiling. As we did at the beginning of the class, we'll do another happy baby. So grabbing hold of whichever is best for you, either your calves, your ankles, peace fingers around the big toes, and just give a little rock side to side. You might want to try straightening the legs and just feeling how much more open you are now compared to at the beginning of the class. Just making sure that the lower back is still connected to the mat if you're straightening your legs. And then just bringing the knees back in, grabbing hold of the knees with your arms. If you can take hold of the elbows, really squeeze those knees in nice and close to your chest, keeping the lower part of your back connected to the mat, and feet are side by side. Giving one last squeeze, and then releasing into your Shavasana. So if you need any props for your Shavasana, please go and get them and make yourself really nice and comfortable. We've done Shavasana with lots and lots of props. I'm going to do the supported fish pose Shavasana, so I'm sort of going to prop my bolster so that I can just allow my arms to come out to the side and opening up across the chest area. But yeah, you can choose whatever. You might like to prop something up underneath your knees. You might just like to stretch out on your mat and allow the feet to flop out to the side. Whatever feels good for you. This is your Shavasana. You choose how you would like to be in your Shavasana. And wherever you are, close the eyes down. let go of any breathing technique that you might have been applying throughout this class. And just taking in whatever is around you. If there's sounds of birds outside, people talking, maybe a dog barking, just acknowledge it. But just let yourself melt into your mat and enjoy this rest and relaxation after this challenging hip opening class, hip strengthening. And acknowledge where you are at this point of time, giving thanks to being able to practice on your mat. Giving thanks that you are well and safe at this present time. And always sending out positive energy out to the universe, out to those that are close to you, but most importantly, out to you. And just let that positive energy hover around you as you lay in your Shavasana. So start to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, awakening the body again. And wherever you are, just roll onto one side. And when you're ready, bring yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Just taking the hands in prayer in front of the heart. And we'll just bow our head down and close with Namaste. Namaste. So thank you everybody for being part of this class again today. I hope you liked it. Please comment so that I know whether it was either too hard or just right for you or not challenging enough. Yeah, just keep giving me that feedback so that I know how to guide you in your yoga as we're doing it online. So until next time, Namaste, and I'll see you soon.